Shalom, my friends. Welcome to another sit in the Word. I haven't done anything on my puzzle, although I did put these two pieces together. Oh no, it was these two here last Saturday. And this is a good one here, because if you take this one piece here out, it's kind of neat. You're working on the puzzle and you're really getting excited because you got this big thing going on here, and you're going, oh, tractor, there's the wheel and the hubcap, and what's this up here? There's a window. Meanwhile, at some other session, you're over here and it's got a house with the windows, there's a porch and the roof, and then you pick up this piece. Now, when you really get involved, you really get into a place where you are not even thinking about trying to control any of this. You're just, just kind of moseying along, letting it all come together. And all of a sudden, you pick up this piece and somehow you wind up going, oh, the window. And then, by chance, you discover that, and now you've got this big section going on. It's so exciting. Anyway, boy, today is Friday. Last night we did our first live stream. For the first 15, man, I'm telling you, Scott Clark, my good buddy Scotty, my little brother. Thanks so much, Scotty. If he wasn't watching, he saw what was going on. He immediately knew what the problem was. He calls me on the phone. I was like, for 15 minutes, I don't know, I did everything that I learned to do from the videos I watched about how to live stream with the, the Google Hangouts. Had everything going on, and there's this button down there that says, go live. I click it, and it says that I'm live. So, I start doing the thing, and caregiver, she's excellent at what she does too. She's like, something isn't right, man. There's no people coming in, there's no chat, and so she stopped me. Meanwhile, I don't know, somehow it was live because it was recording all of this. But anyway, Scotty saved the day. And, he's going to be pretty much a regular part of the live stream. Paul Skatarski, he and I, we talk on the phone frequently, and our conversations are very free flowing, and the exchange is always very well balanced. And I thought he's a wonderful addition. I love, that when he brings stuff, his things that, I might be talking about something and he's got something relative going on in his head about the Word. He brings it up. It's always something, I really like. It's like he brings up things that are unique, different, but also shows that he has a wonderful understanding of Abba Father Yahuwah's Word. So that was a lot of fun. And then, boy, there's this other dark thing, which I addressed in obvious ways in the live stream, without pointing fingers or anything like that, because that's where it really starts getting stupid. I won't go there, but I will point out the strangeness of what's going on. And I'm telling you, the past couple of days, the darkness around me. You know, that I could feel there's demons around me. They've never been around me before. These demons are attached to this other spiritual warfare thing that's been going on. And it, from my point of view, it has everything to do with the last few hours. You know, we're in, you know, people say the last days. No, we're in the last hours, if not the last minutes. And some people say, oh, you know, Satan's attacking the brotherhood. No, there's no brotherhood to attack here, because there's one camp that refuses to embrace the Father's commandment that, you know, most people know it as, thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain. And that's not what it says. What it says is, you shall not take the name of Yuhshua your Elohim and bring it to nothing. That's what it says. Now these people who, they're in a different camp, you know. They, what I just said was a better interpretation of the Hebrew. They're familiar with the English, the Lord thy God in vain, and they hold on to that. They're so ingrained with it that when I reinterpret it in a purer sense, that is truer to what the Father himself said, as opposed to men's crazy English interpretations and failure to produce what he said. He didn't say, don't take my name in vain. He said, don't bring it to nothing. And he didn't say the name of the Lord your Elohim. He said, in the name of Yuhshua. I mean, the Lord your God. He said, in the name of Yuhshua your Elohim. So they attack me, saying, you know, he's making up his own doctrine. You know, that's not what the Bible says. The Bible says, the Lord your God in vain. You know, Alan's making up his own doctrine. You know, now they are lying. I am not. They are not my brothers, because there's no love being expressed. There is no oneness of the lip. There's no purity of lip. There's not one shoulder. There's two shoulders. And really what I see, Satan, I'm sure, is involved, because he hates the Father's chosen people, Israel. And therefore he hates the Father's language, because he doesn't want anybody to understand what the Father said. And if they look at his language instead of English or whatever else was translating the Father's language, they, you know, if they look at the Father's language, they'll see what the Father said. That messes up Satan's confusing people. And he hates the Father's name. He hates the Son's name. And, you know, and he hates all kinds of names in the Father's language, because in the Father's language, those names reveal the true character of the Father, the Son, or, you know, anyone else, like Yochanan, John, or Shaul, Paul, or Shimon, Kepha, Simon Peter. So, you know, Satan's involved in this. He wants to attack me, to keep others away from a greater light, the light they're pursuing. And yet, but see, what I think is, I said before, you know, people say, oh, you know, it's a satanic attack against the brothers. No, because number one, they're not being brothers. They're in two separate camps, and one is attacking the other. I'm not attacking anybody, but they are certainly attacking me and what I do. and lying about it, doing great efforts to try and draw people away from me, instead of spending time teaching their flocks Abba Father's word, instead of feeding Yeshua's sheep, they're attacking someone who is. But what I see going on, rather than Satan's attacking a brotherhood, what I see going on is Yeshua revealing a separation. And it may even be not a separation of believers versus unbelievers. I think it's a separation of believers. But there's a camp of believers here that are too much in the flesh to allow the Ruach to fill them. Recognizable because they hate the things of the Father, like his name and his language. And bringing over, many are called, few are chosen. Wide is the road to destruction, or to the road to, let's say, the tribulation. That's a real wide road that goes into that. Narrow and compressed, difficult is the path and the gate that leads to righteousness, the Father. And so my audience is quite small, but they are also very confident, very sure, full of love. Wow. Their love for me has become more and more obvious in so many ways that it's beautiful. And let me tell you, my love for them is, I don't know, a couple of months now, I started talking about, feeding Yeshua's sheep. This thing come up out of me. And there's this thing in me. I never saw myself, 6 months and more beyond that. Never really saw myself as a shepherd or someone who's having a flock, I never quite thought of that until, I don't know, the past 3-4 months or something like that. And in that, my love for those who are gathering around the table that I set of Abba Father Yahweh's word, my love for them, I can't explain it, but it has swelled just as theirs has swelled for me. I see it on both sides. And I have become extremely protective. It's like, these are Yeshua's sheep. These are his lambs. He's given me charge over these. And I don't know, I love him so much that I love his lambs. And when I look at the thumbnail that I put together for live stream, I put my head on this guy who's carrying his sheep. So, so it's a picture of me with my hat, and I got a sheep, a lamb, not a sheep, a lamb under my right arm. And when I look at that picture, to me, the lamb looks like really like proud, like look at how high up off the ground I am, because my Adon is carrying me and he's not carrying the rest. The lamb just looks really loved, proud that it's so loved and happy and whole. And then I look at me as the shepherd and I think, I'm in the same way. I'm carrying this lamb, and I'm proud and happy and whole because this is my Adon Yeshua's lamb, and he's given me charge over it, and I'm as proud about me walking and doing what I'm doing as the lamb is. It's like, it's just this love thing that goes from Yeshua down to me, the secondary shepherd, down to his lambs. And I become really protective over them. to where if somebody posts a comment under any one of my videos and they try and teach something, this does happen from time to time, and you probably don't really see it because I'm on it. I'm riding the fences pretty regularly each day throughout the day. If somebody posts something, let's say somebody's promoting something of the Gnostic Gospels. We need to get this question in one of the live streams. What are the Gnostic Gospels? So that I can really explain about these wicked writings. Somebody tries to present that around my lambs, my flock. Man, I get that staff that I have, and bada boom, man. I've never been so protective, like a mother hen over her chicks kind of a thing. I go crazy. It's like, you get away from these lambs. It's like there's a wolf. He's going to bite them and draw blood. I'll kill that wolf. He ain't coming around Yeshua's flock. There's so much that's growing, and these are all signs that we are at the door. Time is condensing and acting weird and crunching up. The days and the weeks are going by faster. Other things are like expanding, like my love for Yeshua's lambs and their love for me. I see it, expanding. And then I see like the wolves are becoming ravenous about me and my flock. I'm not bothering anybody, and they're coming around, they're barking and snarling and kick them across the street, watch them stand over there barking. That was really, I like that analogy. I know some of them hated me for it, but those are the dogs, But man, I'll tell you, I was really tired after the live stream because this old body of mine has been compromised in some powerful ways over the past 5 years that I don't talk about much. Since that hospital thing, the hospital, they gave me little gifts to take home. But anyway, here it's Friday, and by the way, yesterday, man, we had a blizzard. It was a blizzard. The snow was really fine. You couldn't hardly see the flakes. They were so fine. And then the winds were like 40 and 45 mile an hour gust in kilometers. I think is around 65 kilometers an hour. We're having those kind of gusts, 40 mile an hour gusts. And here, you can, I stuck the camera out the door just to try and get a shot of what was going on yesterday, early in the day. And there's my refrigerator coming on cue. So you can see, what that was going on. It's pretty much all day long. And it's over with now. Sidewalks are all cleared. This apartment complex is really cool. I mean, they're on it. They clean off my porch and my sidewalks and everything. I don't have to do anything. So anyway, that's done here. It's Friday, and tomorrow this video has to go up. And there's a phone call. I wonder who that may be. And we'll see if they leave a message. 3 rings, then the voicemail comes on. Shall you speak? No.
And it's about 8 your time.
It's Scotty. I'll call you right back, man. I'm wrapping things up here. There were some questions people posed about the 144,000 in Revelation, and that's I think Scotty's got some cool stuff on that. I'm good with the book of Revelation too, but I wanted to share that question with him so that maybe next Thursday we can both chime in on that. So anyway, what was I talking about? The snow. And then last night, oh yeah, it's Friday. I got to get this video done. Because what? It's 20 after 8 if you can see my railroad watch. That's cool. That means this one's, I've been rolling for about 20 minutes. I want to get these 2 camera bits over on the computer, get the editing done tonight, so that I can put it up on YouTube and let you guys see this Saturday. I talked to Mark Palladino yesterday. He might call me tonight. I got a feeling he won't. He's just checking on the progress of the 14 tapes that are with this guy who's transferring them to an external hard drive, baking some of them that need to be baked, and there's no real news on that. And he hasn't gotten out to his sister's place as of yesterday, just to see. There probably aren't any tapes out there, but she has a storage facility. There might be some tapes there because the 3 of us were all pretty tight back then. Anyway, imagine probably next Saturday's Walk, Sit in the Word. We might have some really exciting news about these 14 tapes. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, that's our sitting in the Word for this week. I don't know, a little bit different, but honestly, I'm tired. These attacks of darkness, they've been a lot. I mean, I mentioned there were some demons around me. What I mean is, I can feel the darkness of Hashatan's demons. They want to weaken me. It's a stupid attempt on their part. My feet are so firmly planted. I know what I'm doing for Abba Father, and I don't have any doubts about anything I'm doing, But nonetheless, instead of, if they were brothers who were attacking me, they wouldn't be attacking me. They would be loving me, and they would say, look, we don't really understand what Alan's doing. We don't really agree with it. But, we know that he loves the Father, and we've looked into it enough that we know he's presenting the Father's language, and it's all true. I'm not lying about anything. But no, it's like, he's a liar. He's making up his own doctrine. Hate him, hate him, hate him. That exposes them for who they are. So, what I'm excited about is the live stream. Man, it was, it was fun. I was like off my game because those first 15 minutes I got so stressed out about, like, I don't know what I'm doing. This isn't working, and I don't know what to do to make it work. Again, Scotty, what Abba knew. Abba did that. He says, Scotty, Alan, hook him up. So, and from that point forward is great, but trust me, my friends, once I find my legs on this live stream way of presenting things, it's gonna be great. I loved the questions, and I loved being asked questions with no preparation. No words planned. The Father can speak through me. And I think I showed a different kind of emotional excitement that you don't see in the Word studies, or in walking in the Word or sitting in the Word. I loved it. I'm really looking forward to doing it, and yes, it will be every Thursday. I also figured out how to fix it so that people get notifications. A lot of people are going, I didn't get any notifications. Yeah, that was that was my fault, there's a button in the advanced section of the each week that I have to remember to go to and say, oh yeah, you know, tell them a week in advance or something like that. I forget what I said, but you'll be, I don't know, you might be getting notifications already about next Thursday, because I think I said it for a week in advance. Whatever, we'll get it all worked out, and we're all going to have a lot of fun with it. That's our walk sit in the Word for this week, Chavarim. And, you know, as always, right? Yeah, keep your wicks trimmed and keep your lamps ablaze. Shalom.